Story 3. I don't know what I saw in Northern Ireland. In 2017, I was in Northern Ireland for a college field trip. My religious studies class was visiting stone circles throughout Northern Ireland, and Ireland tend to focus on religious geography. On this particular day, I think we were visiting the Bigmore stone circles. It was a normal cloudy day, and we were enjoying learning the history of the Bronze Age wonder, excitedly wanting to go back to the hotel and begin a new day of pub hopping. I remember the stone circles being separated from a nearby wood with a small wire fence. For some reason, we were hanging around the fence, peering into the woods that lay not 20 yards away. We had yet to go into the woods during our trip, mainly staying at the site surrounded by farmland. I remember wanting to go very much into this old wood for whatever reason. We all seemed to feel very curious about it. I decided to climb over the small wire fence and see if there was anything interesting in the woods. Now, these woods are different from the ones I was used to in Northern America. The branches were too thick to stand in. I had to bend at the waist to traverse them. The ground was covering up soft, light brown moss, broken up by tree root. I remember quickly moving under the branches, staring at the ground as to not trip. I felt giddy, like I was a child going somewhere my parents told me not to. I felt light and I began to pick up speed. I suddenly looked up to make sure I wasn't about to run into a tree trunk when something made me stop in my tracks. I saw legs, human legs. I could only see their legs, like some person was standing straight up in the trees. The branches are too thick to stand in, but this person, ? Legs were the only thing visible. I felt an almost animal response to the fear that didn't really make any sense. I told myself they couldn't see me because I couldn't see their face, but for some reason I felt that they knew I was there. Why would someone be out here? We were the only group at the circles, and there were no houses nearby. I looked behind me and realized I was much farther into the woods than I had thought. I barely see the light from the place I entered. It was so quiet, they had to have heard me approach. The only thought I had was, I am closer to them than I am to the entrance. They could get me before I make it out. I was only standing there, bent over for no more than a minute, but it felt like forever. I didn't see them move, but I could tell they were facing towards me, not away. I now really felt like I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. Only this time, instead of giddy, I felt nauseous. As if I was a deer and they a hunter, I turned and bolted. I flew through those trees, still bent to avoid collision. I didn't look down this time, stumbling as fast as I could, just focused on the light at the end of the trees. I felt the branches pull my hair and close as I ran. I couldn't hear anything over my own breathing. As soon as I broke the tree line, I felt a weight lift. The group standing at the fence looked startled by me bursting out of the woods. I told them that I thought I saw someone, but almost felt wrong to talk about it. We left soon after. I don't know what I think it was. Was the person hanging out deep in the forest? Was it Fae? Was it Spirit? The Green Man? All I know is it felt otherworldly. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
It's just another drunk guy dressed in a leprechaun
guy
costume,
peeing in the woods.
taking a piss in the woods.
It's always someone pissing in the woods.
They're just minding their own business, and he comes up.
That's like the worst if you're like going into the woods to pee after like a long day of drinking and like someone sees you and you're like,
oh my god. My biggest thing when I go camping, I feel like this is, and Quentin, listen to me here. I feel like my biggest problem with camping, because I love, I love to go camping, but I hate going to the bathroom in the woods.
1,000%.
And just like pulling my pants down for everyone to see.
Yep.
And like I wish I had some sort of enclosure in which I could like walk into the woods and pop this little tent around me and squat and pee while I'm covered, and then pack the little tent up.
Yeah, because we're ass out,
Yeah. Yeah. Guy peeing. Unless there's something else.
This person is saying it could be a druid. This person saying it was a Scotsman.
This person's saying a fairy.
A fairy? I wonder, like, how big were the lakes?
And she was a fairy. Okay, but as we will find out, fairies can be normal people-sized.
Okay.
Akatar taught you nothing?
Okay, yeah. Well, no, my first thought went to the whole discourse that the Cullens are actually fairies. I was like, Edward Cullen, yeah.
Yeah, no,
But
I was
yeah,
thinking
also ACOTAR.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Or any other, like, romantasy book that involves fairies.
All of them.
They're
Actually,
all-
none of them are 3 feet tall. Maybe there's some, but not the...
No, they're 6 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, since majority of our listeners are women, all of you, I'm assuming, have read ACOTAR. Cassian, you're telling me that was a 3-foot man?
Big old fairy.
They described him.
fairy.
What is he like? I think they said 8 foot. Or
He's
something
like
that.
27 feet tall.
Dude.
Bill. Do they have blood flow? And does he have a permahard?
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
That was so bad.
So,
Wow. Incredible
in case
stuff.
you're wondering what you missed in that bleep, if we get enough followers, maybe we'll have some unedited content on Patreon.
At some point, possibly. That would not
Maybe
be on it.
not that.
I don't know though, because we've talked about if we ever get enough subscribers doing Patreon and doing completely unedited
Yeah.
videos. So you would probably get to listen to all of that. Because
There's quite a bit that's left on the cutting room floor for my dad listens. Like,
I imagine
I don't
we'll probably
usually
do
subscribe.
lives at some point too.
lives would be really fun. Lives would be insane.
Yeah.
I feel like
Unhinged.
the people would like it. The
If we ever
people
went
as
on
in, like,
tour, they would be like
Katie
completely...
and Sarah would love it.
They're like the only ones commenting the whole
They're like,
time.
hell
Take
yeah.
your tits out.
I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, take your tits out. Like sending the gifts on
ask.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Here's a rose. Here's a rose. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. As they put the cowboy hat and glasses on us.
It'd be so funny. We would need 2 phones.
Ugh.
Give us enough followers so we can have 2 phones so we can do lives on TikTok.
Why are we so funny?